Hola! Today we will learn the definite and indefinite articles in Spanish. Let's get started. What are articles? Articles are not news stories. In grammar, articles are words that define a noun as either specific or unspecific. Last lesson, we learned that nouns are words that identify people, animals, places, objects, or ideas. We also learned that in Spanish, all nouns have a gender, even non-living objects and ideas. This is important because articles in a sentence will always agree in gender and number with the nouns they are defining. There are two types of articles in Spanish, definite and indefinite. As the name suggests, definite articles will define nouns as specific, while indefinite articles will define them as unspecific. In English, there's only one definite article, the. In Spanish, there are four, la, las, el, or los, depending on whether the nouns are feminine, masculine, singular, or plural. We learned this last lesson as well. Let's look at the example. The computer is la computadora. The computers is las computadoras. The book, el libro. The books, los libros. For indefinite articles, in English there are three, a, an, and some. A and an are pretty much the same. The only difference is that an is used with nouns that start with a vowel. In contrast, some is different because it is used with plural nouns, while a and an are used for singular nouns. While English only differentiates between singular and plural, Spanish must also account for feminine and masculine forms of the nouns. Therefore, there are four indefinite articles in Spanish, which are una, unas, un, unos. For example, a computer translates to una computadora. Some computers would be unas computadoras. A book translates to un libro, and some books, unos libros. You may be wondering, when do we use definite versus indefinite articles? Well, let's try to use an example to contextualize this information. If a classmate were to ask you, "Can I borrow a pencil?" you will most likely look into your backpack and try to find a pencil, any pencil. You are not looking for a specific pencil because your classmate doesn't care. They just want a pencil. The indefinite article tells us that the pencil is unspecific. Now, if that same classmate asked you, "Can I borrow the book?" you would not just reach into your backpack and find any book. Clearly, your classmate is thinking of a very specific book. Perhaps they are pointing at the book on top of your desk. Or they are referencing the Spanish book, since you are both in Spanish class. In this case, the definite article defines which specific book the speaker wants. In Spanish, definite and indefinite articles have the same function. You would ask, "¿Me prestas un lápiz?" o "¿Me prestas el libro?" Here are a few more examples in context to help you really grasp this idea. Ana es una estudiante en la Universidad de Sevilla. Ana is a student at the University of Sevilla. Ana is a student because she is just one of many students at the university. But at the University of Sevilla, the university is very specific. We are referencing the University of Sevilla. We are not just saying any university. Ella tiene una profesora muy inteligente. Sus clases son grandes y el salón de clases es grande también. En el salón de clases hay una mesa con una silla. Encima de la mesa hay una computadora y una calculadora. As you can see, the definite and indefinite articles are used the same way you use them in English. All you have to do is practice using them. That is all for today's lesson. Hasta luego!